Self-love. How you can love yourself more and deeper. Many people would like to love themselves more, but many people have no idea how to do it. I want to share with you my top 5 tips that you can start loving yourself more. First of all, when we talk about self-love, obviously it's a really broad subject, but I just want to point out to you that it's something that's already within you. It's not something that you can, experience or get outside of yourself. It's like same thing with, for example, if you can think about like a supermodel, and the whole world tells the supermodel that how beautiful the person is. And end of the day, if that supermodel doesn't feel that she's beautiful when she goes to bed at night, it doesn't really matter what the whole world says. So my the tip number 1 is that you need to understand that it's always something that you experience. It doesn't matter how many people love you or how deeply they love you or how many times a day they tell you that they love you. If you don't experience that self-love within yourself, you are not able to tune in to that feeling. You know what I mean? Because all of us have been in a place, like in the darker places within us, that we really feel like, that there's not much love right then. But at the same time, your parents love you. If you have siblings, they love you. You can have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband or a wife, and they love you, or kids. But it doesn't matter. It's something that we need to experience within ourselves. And it's really important to learn to love yourself first. Like, prioritize that self-loving aspect instead of trying to give your love to the whole world, because you are not really able to love the whole world if you are not able to love yourself first. So acknowledge the fact that all that love you are seeking and what you're after is already within you. Tip number 2 is that, have you noticed the way you talk to yourself, the way you have an inner dialogue inside of your head? Is it like inspiring, motivating? Do you tell yourself nice things? Or is it something else? Maybe you mock yourself. Maybe you tell yourself things that, are not so nice. So start from there. Start noticing the way you speak to yourself, and try start fixing that. Put it in another, you can use some, it could be like a radio, you change channel. So you start telling yourself different things that you have been telling yourself so far. So tune into that, check how is your self-talk, and is it positive, is it inspiring, is it motivating, is it loving, or is it something else? And you are totally, completely in charge of that, and you are definitely able to change that. Tip number 3 is that choose really carefully the people who you hang around with. Because around most of us, there's people who are not in that good place with themselves, which basically usually shows up in a way, shows up to us in our life, is that those people are not that, encouraging. They might come to you and, kind of suck your energy out, because it's a normal thing. That's what happens to us. When we meet someone who's in a higher vibrational energy, it's normal. That's how our system works, is that we kind of we try to get ourselves out of that darker, more lower vibrational energy by, energetically kind of sucking that light energy from the other person. And that is completely okay, if you're able to replace your energy after meeting that person. But if you don't know yet how, then it can really be draining. But the main thing is with this tip number 3 is that I really want you to think that who are the people who you hang around with, and are those people good for you? you know what I mean by good for you. You know, do they give you a good feeling when you hang around with whoever it is? Like, how you feel is what you should be like taking remarks of. If you don't feel good, then you should not hang around with that kind of person, because it's really important that we surround ourselves with people who actually are not just takers and don't put us down, who are positive. Like it doesn't mean that it has to be the world's most positive person. That's not what it means. But it means like you need to feel good when you are around that person. So check your people and check if there's someone or some people who maybe it's time to give them a little break. Tip number 4 is follow your joy. That's a way to show yourself self-love. So in your daily life, it's really important that you start to acknowledge the fact that you can always follow your joy. You can always make decisions what you're gonna do next based on what feels best. So start making decisions based on how they make you feel, instead of do's and have to's. Because end of the day, we really don't have much, I would say nothing, that you really have to do. We just we tell ourselves this story that, okay, I just have to do this and I have to do that. You don't really have to do anything. You always have a choice. And the choice that there's always at least 2 choices. Maybe that other option is not something that you would ever want to go for, or it just doesn't feel good at all. It even feels worse than the choice that you are making. But just acknowledge the fact that you do always have a choice. So by following your joy, it's a vibrational game again. So when you do follow your joy, what actually happens is that you do vibrate in a higher vibrational level. And that's like your higher self telling you constantly that, okay, more of this, you are on the right path, So start really tuning into that feeling inside of you, that whatever makes you happy at that time, that particular time, then you should honor that and you should follow that. Tip number 5 is that do not break against yourself. I have talked about this subject in my previous YouTube videos. You can tune into that and watch the whole video where I go more deeper in that subject. But the thing is, like, if someone comes up to you and in your head you want to say no, in your heart you feel like you want to say no to this person, whatever they are after, they came to you about, but instead of that you end up saying yes. And then you need to realize that, you know, you tried to please the other person, but when you go to bed at night, it's you who's unhappy. And you don't want to make yourself unhappy. You need to start prioritizing yourself. So try to live your life, like try to practice. It's not easy. It takes time and it takes a lot of practice, at least it has for me, to actually like start saying no to people that you have maybe pleased all your life. So it's a journey, and take it as a journey. But just notice that when you are doing things that are against your own inner guidance, because inner guidance is everything. Like if you go against the flow, against the inner guidance, you will always find yourself in positions that are not so good and doesn't feel good. And that's the main thing. That's what we are here after. Like, we do want to feel good. We do want to feel great. We want to feel amazing. We don't want to feel like, you know, life is dragging us down. And the last thing, which is not a tip number 6, but it's an overall thing, that you should really start prioritizing yourself. Because if you don't prioritize yourself, your wants and your needs, you are not going to be able to be happy. That's just a fact. And if you are not happy and content with your life and with yourself, then first of all, you are not able to give yourself self-love. You are not able to awaken that self-loving power within you. But at the same time, you are not really helping the other people either. You are not able to be there for them because you are not happy and you are not in a good place with yourself. So really, like, your wants and needs are there for a reason. And like, don't prioritize anyone else except yourself. Like, like start learning that, start teaching yourself that it's not selfish, it's life, you know, it's that what we came in here for. We didn't come here to serve others and, you know, please others. We came to here explore ourselves and, you know, live more fully and be happy and be content and be excited about life. All right, thank you for this time. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, as well as this YouTube channel, so you will always know when I post new stuff. Like when you follow my YouTube channel, then you will get a notification when a new video is out. And if you like, I give daily inspiration every day, even a couple of times a day on Facebook and Instagram. So be sure to follow me there. All right, thank you. Have amazing and self-loving day. You so deserve it.